Welcome into the Triple O Show. I am Arctic Knight, Oklahoma AD, joined here tonight with Ted Stern, the AD of Washington State. As Ted, tonight we kick off season 11 with the Playbook Draft, 1 week till we get to the season. How do you feel about Washington State coming into tonight?
Man, I mean, we got the team ready. I think we're ready. We just need this playbook draft, man. Pretty stressful. I'm pretty nervous, but I'm excited to see what everyone does here.
Yeah, we're trying out a couple new things tonight. Of course, this will be the first Triple O podcast, and then in the future we'll keep this thing going. Right now we're streaming live to YouTube. It'll be unlisted until it is posted publicly, which will probably be after the announcement for the playbooks is made. But we're waiting for that first pick, as Florida has been on the clock for quite some time, since going 0-8 last season. Ted, looking at their roster right now, how do you feel like they'll go for scheme?
And I mean, I hope they're ready. I mean, yeah, like you said, they've had how long now, but it's gonna be really interesting, man. I mean, obviously, you gotta think they're gonna go different from when they went last season based on their success. But on their team right now, I still think Blevins is a great quarterback. I still think they got some weapons for him. Like, I mean, Levi Timms. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him, maybe try and air it out a bit more. But we'll see what they do.
Yeah, Blevins was that #1 recruit 2 seasons ago, went to Ohio, and then after his stint at Ohio, transferred into Florida. A little bit of turmoil there before they really got, from the beginning of the season, and it really set them behind the ball when it came to the season and really get going after they lost to, was it Ohio that they lost to?
Yeah.
And it looks like we are getting close to the playbook draft officially opening, as we see David typing in chat right now, probably getting a good message going, as Florida will pick first, and then Michigan will be up after them. Florida last season went, I believe they went multiple, so it'll be interesting to see what they go to this year.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'd love to see him, open up the field, open up Blevins' arm a bit more here, but Smitty coming in, brand new team. I mean, a lot of new players, so it'll be interesting, man.
Well, it'll definitely be rapid fire here for a little while, as all the teams at the top of the order are going to basically get the book of their choice. Might be some scrambling if we get an early Toledo pick, though.
Yeah. How do you feel down at what pick, whatever, 20 you are?
We're at 18, and 18. I am not confident our book's going to be there.
Yeah. Definitely need a few options down there for sure.
Yeah, we have 2 or 3 options, but once again, sitting down at pick 18, all 3 of those options may be gone by the time it gets to us. I can only imagine what those Mac guys are feeling right now, knowing that they've got to sit behind 24 other teams before they even get a shot at picking.
Yeah, for real, man. I mean, especially, running Sims on their own too. That's going to be rough. I've had Steven over here, who's one of my new coaches. He's been killing it, and we found some good options, but man, those Mac guys.
And what about, who is it, Chef Pockets, who takes over at Ohio State? He doesn't get any love coming in, getting the last pick of the power schools, despite your brother winning it at Ohio State last season and then leaving.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, man, good luck, right?
Yeah. Still waiting for that playbook draft announcement, as everybody's going wild in chat right now, waiting for that to open up. And I'm, like I said, the first couple picks, I think really until we get about midway through, are going to be pretty quick. It's going to be in and out, and we're done. But I definitely think once we get to the later picks, it's going to be teams scrambling to try to find a playbook that they want.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think we have any specific, time deadline here, but people definitely might have to adjust. Especially we're in revamp now, so I mean, books could be completely different. People have no idea what to expect here.
Yeah, it's a big adjustment from last season to this season with revamped. I know a couple guys have messaged me concerned that the playbooks weren't set up right, and then I go, you got to realize you're going from 35 plays a game to close to 300. The playbooks aren't going to play the same.
Oh man, I mean, in the past we would see, one thing I would do is just always look at the books that had success, and people, it's a copycat league, take the books that work. But
Yeah.
man, this might be different.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of books tonight that haven't been used. I know in seasons past, I mean, really from season 8 till today, we're seeing more and more playbooks that have never been used, guys trying new things.
Yeah.
I mean, Marshall wasn't used last season, and we took him just trying something new. But Playbook Draft is officially open now. We wait for Florida. What will they take as Smitty, first year AD, taking over for the 0-8 Florida Gators? He got a pretty good team on his hands after recruiting there.
Yeah, I think they're definitely, SAC. I think it's kind of wide open for him. If he gets a good book here, first pick, I mean, don't blow it, right? He's got the team, so he's in a good spot.
As he hasn't started. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Never mind. We had really an unofficial pick as Mike saying offense, blah, blah, defense, 169. I would be definitely interested to see 6 linebackers on the field.
I was like, what? Man.
But Smitty does look like he has his playbook selected, waiting for the confirmation to get that in, though. And I don't know about you, but I'm just going to go ahead and put mine down right now, hoping that nobody takes my playbook.
Yeah, I got to get this format set up, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is good for me. Now I just wait 17 picks and see if it's still there.
Yeah, we'll get back to you in about a half hour here. Stay patient over there.
Yeah, if we had the it's a good thing we don't have a time clock here. So guys are trying to waste that clock before they post their playbooks. Not that we can really trade up or down, but
yeah, man, you gotta wonder if somebody's second guessing stuff here or something.
Yeah, we've seen him typing a couple times and then stop typing, and we're still waiting. It works out for this though, because I mean, we have a little bit of time to talk in between picks here and there, but really it's just going to be one after the other when we get going after the first pick. I know we're not the only ones that have our picks ready to go in chat, so we just hit enter once we're there. Still nothing from Smitty. Little first pick nerves still on his mind.
Yeah.
Probably going it over with his coaches that are also, as we do have the first pick. Florida Gators taking New Mexico, and they're going to go 4-3 on defense. We're going to start rolling here as Allen ready to go. Michigan, once again, trying to break that streak of top 5 draft picks for the Playbook Draft, as they're at number 2 this year.
That killed me right there. No, for real, he's always up there, and you got to think, Horn's running the show now. They got to have something they like up there for sure.
Yeah, Allen taking a step back, Horns taking over as head coach there, trying to take a little bit more of a role there with Michigan, as New Mexico off the board, going to Florida. Interesting to see. I don't think we've seen much of the New Mexico playbook in the league.
That is a spread, correct? Or is that a multiple?
I believe that's a multiple. No, it's a pistol.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we haven't
That'd be
seen
really interesting.
we haven't seen really more than Clemson for the pistol playbooks. Nevada, of course, being one of the banned books under pistol. So
yeah, Clemson winning in season 1, I think. But I mean, we saw Nebraska play with it a little bit recently, so we'll see how he makes this pistol work for him. I mean, hey, with a strong power back like they got Doc Smith, right? So it could work.
yeah. As Allen maybe chatting with Horns a little bit, trying to figure out exactly what they want, as he is back chatting and then he goes away. So we'll see when he gets his pick in. These are not going as quick as I thought they were going to go. A lot of second guessing maybe. And I think a lot of people are confused with that New Mexico book being the first one off the board. As I mean, there's a lot of book. It comes back to the different stuff this season, as we do have the second pick in. Michigan Wolverines taking Mid Tennessee State, and defense they're going 3-3-5.
Dude, that's really interesting. So first pick is this. Hold on, I'm wrong. Never mind. First pick is pistol, but second pick is the book that won the championship in season 2. So, I mean, hey, people are still looking at those books,
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's been a lot of discussion about the Mid Tennessee State book, with the playbook really opening up and eliminating the screenplays being called obsessively. Kind of an interesting pick, though. I mean, like I said, a lot of books that haven't been seen for a while or haven't been seen at all getting picked early here, as we got another pick in. Texas goes generic spread. Defense, they're going 3-3-5. We have another one in as well. LSU going Southern Miss and 3-3-5.
Man. Yeah, people are. Juby actually made the championship with that book. So he's sticking with his what works. Pepino. We remember season 8 Pepino, man. Will that be back?
Yeah, trying to get Pepino back in the hunt for the offensive player of the year. That last season was tough, as didn't get did they get a Big 12 win? I don't think they did.
No, they went 0-5 in conference.
Yeah, and Big 12 just gets tougher this year when they add Missouri and Boise State to the mix. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see that generic spread, and more importantly, prepare against that generic spread, as I will be facing off against them in the Red River rivalry. 1-0 in that series so far, so hopefully that keeps going.
Yeah, I just think it's really interesting because generic spread wins season 7 championship with USC, and I mean Pepino was on fire season 8 with it. He won offensive player of the year, so if he has that offense going again, I mean the Big 12, have fun over there with Texas and all them. I mean that's gonna be more offense over there, right?
Yeah, and I mean, when they released the schedule, the one thing I was really happy about, I don't have to face Missouri. Doma has been kind of up and down with Miami, and that last season, I mean, I kind of experienced it with the exhibition game, but I'm glad that I am not facing that Missouri team to start the season.
I got him week 2, man. So it's gonna be tough. I mean, he's had 3 consecutive winning seasons at Miami, and now he gets his own team. He builds it how he wants to, and all. So, man, you guys really got your hands full over there.
And we got another pick in. Clemson Tigers going Texas A&M, going to the air raid. Defense, they're going to look like a 4-2-5 out there. Interesting to see an air raid go off the board this early.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, Tom was just another book that won a championship. People are really, going to the books that have worked here. It looks like, I mean, at least half of them. So, man,
And now we're into the new teams. Wisconsin on the clock. Lee J, his second season as an AD, first at Wisconsin, and they've got their pick in as Wisconsin goes Oklahoma for offense, 3-3-5 for defense, taking that book away from Clutch. Also in Tennessee, they will go Tennessee and 3-4. Missouri follows right up with generic multiple and 3-3-5. As Ted is actually on the clock right now, so he's getting that pick in. He can't respond to this, but Washington State's in. Gonna go Wake Forest and 4-2-5.
Hey, man. Tomu actually, being our first choice, that stung a little by Clemson, but hey, I'm excited for this Wake Forest book for us.
As now Kickler on the clock, the AD of South Carolina. He's got his pick in. South Carolina going Kentucky 4-2-5. And now on the clock, Legion of Slugs, your brother at Washington. He's coming off that national championship run at Ohio State. As we'll wait to see when he gets his pick in.
Yeah, let me go make sure he's picking real quick.
Playbooks rolling off the board. As after Washington, we got Florida State, Nebraska, Oregon, Auburn.
Are you feeling nervous over there about your pick, or you guys looking good over there?
You talking to me or your brother?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. He's picking right now.
I'm nervous it's gonna get picked.
Dude, I cannot believe all the same books are getting taken. I mean, Clutch won't get Oklahoma again this season, it looks like, but Oklahoma generic spread, Tennessee. I mean,
and
so many.
Washington is in. As the Washington Huskies go Ohio for offense and 3-4. Another pistol book off the board.
Man, I didn't see that one coming either. That's really interesting.
As now on the clock, Florida State, as Tom looks to rebound. Had a strong start to the season last season. Kind of had the wheels go off the bus on him, though.
Yeah, I mean, we thought they were just going to be really good with that Tomu book they picked. And then, 3-0. I think they lost the next 5 or 4. I think they were able to come back and beat Florida, one of those. But, yeah, they really fell apart.
We got a couple more books coming in here now. As Florida State goes Missouri for offense, 3-3-5 for defense. Nebraska goes Nebraska on offense and 3-4 on defense. Oregon now on the clock. I don't know. That Nebraska book is questionable, especially since Florida struggled to do anything with it.
Yeah, you being a Nebraska fan might know more about that too, but
well, that's
we'll see
that's the Bo
does.
Pelini playbook.
Man, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, really, once Bo Pelini left Nebraska, he was nothing special. I mean, he had one good run with Youngstown State his first season, and then kind of just fell off the map. And then the debacle that had happened at LSU last year, as now Oregon.
Oh man.
They pick up the Toledo playbook, go 4-5. That puts Auburn on the clock. Matt Pack, he was ranked highly throughout the season last year. Seems to never really get the steam he needed to make a run with that rating.
Yeah, that's 2 5-3 seasons now for Auburn. So he's had late picks. I mean, new QB, not Ron Newman anymore, right? So we'll see if that affects anything. But I really want to touch on that Frosty playbook. He's really one of the first ADs, I think, to make Toledo big. Toledo from seasons 8 to 10, no, but 7 to 9, it made 3 consecutive semis, and in season 7 made the championship game, and Frosty made the semis with it. season 9 as well. So he knows that book very well. So Oregon, they got what they want, I think.
Well, 3 picks away. I still have a shot here to get my book. As Auburn,
Hey,
Boise State,
pray,
Notre
man.
Dame pick before me. But Pack typing it up right now. Wookie seems like he's ready to go as well. I think we'll get some quick picks here as Auburn is in. Auburn going North Carolina State, going 4-3 for defense. Kind of an interesting pick there. I don't think we've seen NC State.
No, it's one I looked at actually a little bit, and I think it's still a choice for him, especially with a QB that can run like I expect. I can't remember his QB's name, but I expect them to do with that Murray archetype, so we'll see how it does.
That QB for Auburn, it is Jason Lemmy.
Jason Lemmy, all right. Yeah, I mean, Pack, 3 seasons. Is this the season, they finally are back?
Well, Clutch is on the clock right now for Boise State. Kind of an interesting season for them. They started out 5-0 and then lost their last 3 games that really knocked them out of the playoffs. They looked like the front runner in the Big Ten for the longest time, and then it just fell apart. Boise State's in. Boise State goes Duke for offense, 4-5 for defense, and that Duke playbook is we've talked about it. It's been dangerous in the past.
Yeah, it won season 4. That's the same exact playbook Clutch took to start season 9. So he's obviously a fan of it. So yeah, that's interesting. Oh, here you are.
Notre Dame is in. My book is in.
Oh man.
Notre Dame will go Utah for offense, 4-3 for defense. Oklahoma goes SMU for offense, 4-5 for defense.
Yeah, I've never seen SMU, I think, ever. That's really interesting.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good things with the SMU playbook so far. As now Oklahoma State is on the clock. As OK State looks to bounce back. He had a great start to the season as well. Same kind of like Clutch, and then a rough last 3 weeks. Won only one of his last 3 games before going into the playoffs, and it really kind of set him up for a tough playoff run.
Yeah, OK State, you talking about, right? Yeah, exactly, man. He's definitely, I think he's had the 2 top offenses in the league. Maybe not like top stats wise, but he's scary to play on that offense. So I'm really interested to see what he goes to. I mean, yeah, like you said, 2 pass heavy seasons here. It's kind of been, maybe you could say, a little bit predictable in the playoffs, considering, he's been heavy seed both times and hasn't managed to win a playoff game yet. So, maybe we'll see if he continues with, the train, but we'll see.
As still waiting for OK State to put that playbook in. He is in, and this is interesting. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are both going to the run and shoot, as Oklahoma State goes generic run and shoot. They're going to go 4-3 on defense, as Bedlam's going to be interesting this year.
Yeah, I guess we're going to be seeing fireworks, Oklahoma State. I guess it's going to be like real life, right? So, man.
Part of me wonders if I took the playbook they wanted.
Yeah, I was really thinking that too.
As now on the clock, assured fame, first year AD at USC. As a couple guys that you had over there before you went to Washington State are still there. Yeah. As they look to break in a new QB, as well as trying to remember their Jake Brummer goes to USC from Bowling Green, as the pick is in. USC goes Ball State on offense and 4-5 on defense. Interesting pick there.
Yeah, I mean, I love that defense obviously for him, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. He kind of ran a what? Did he run a spread last season? I think they ran a lot
spread,
of Bowling Green, so
he was the Arizona playbook last year.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what he does with Ball State. I mean, hey, I mean, we saw Radman, go off in that last playoff game, ultimately losing, but he kind of had a breakout game, so maybe trying to get that read option going between Bremer and Radman.
I mean, Ball State is spread, so it's not that much different from, say, Arizona. It might be a little less read option, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't, to be completely honest, I've been simming against them with them using Arizona's playbook. So
yeah,
I guess I'm not that far off.
yeah. No, I expect he ran well last year, Bowling Green. So I'm not sure if he's trying to go too far away from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a matter of you need to stick with what you're comfortable with. I mean, last season I made a big change going from pro to spread, and I'm making just as big of a change now going from spread to run and shoot. So
yeah,
who knows?
I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, obviously, some of these guys, I wouldn't say anyone just stays in the same scheme or anything, but you know, the same type of play style. We'll see if OK State keeps trying to pass it. I mean, that's what
they got Lyle Fletcher. They're gonna keep,
run and shoot.
They got Lyle Fletcher. Yeah. They're gonna keep trying to pass it. But now we got Mounier on the clock. He is first year 80 at Miami. Takes over after Doma goes to Missouri.
Yeah.
We'll see when that pick comes in.
I hope he's
on. I do not see him online, so this might be interesting.
Man. No, what do you think about all these defenses so far? I mean, we used to only be seeing hybrid defenses in the past, but I mean, I'm seeing quite a few, 4-3s, 3-4s. It'd be kind of interesting.
I've really seen over the past couple of years the 4-3 and 3-4 kind of become more of a staple when it comes to defense here. I still like the 4-2-5. I struggled with a 3-3-5 last season just because I mean when you coach in something in real life and then try to switch what you're doing in a sim, I had no idea who was supposed to be where the 4-2-5 I ran it at Bowling Green. I kind of have an idea how to set that one up for playbook wise.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, I would rather have to worry about one thing, the offense, and that's where we struggled last year. So I'd rather just be able to focus on the offense, set the defense, and forget about it.
No, for sure, completely agree. I mean, this is my fourth season as AD now, and going back to the 4-2-5 for the fourth time. I mean, it's a past league. I love these hybrid defenses, in my opinion. But some of these guys, threes, we'll see how it works out for me. Ohio State winning with the 4-3 last season.
Yeah, and I mean, I love when it comes to like the 3-3-5 and the 4-3 or the 4-2-5. I enjoy having that that third safety out there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you have a run heavy team, that safety moves to the box and is just basically an extra linebacker. Well, then you have pass heavy and you have somebody else who can cover while they're in that linebacker position.
Yeah, 100%. What I'm really interested to see is UW, only team to have the 3-4 right now, I think. Obviously, Nebraska ran that last season too, I think. If I remember correctly, JoJo being the defensive coordinator there, he brings that over with him. But, they got two monster defensive ends in Michael Kruger and Riley Hunter. So, how do they play? They're not going to necessarily be. They got Riley Hunter and Michael Kruger.
No, you said Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tennessee's running the 3-3 or the 3-4, and Nebraska's running 3-4. That's it. So Tennessee, Washington, and Nebraska. And
Oh,
then
my bad. Yeah, that's really interesting. Then 3 teams.
yeah, and then Notre Dame, Auburn, and Florida are running 4-3, which is interesting. You know,
Yeah.
I struggled to go to the 4-3 last season because of just the lack of defensive line players. And I mean, I got lucky. I had 3 defensive line starters. So the 3-3-5 worked out perfect last season. But I mean, a lot of guys are struggling to get defensive tackles, and yet they're going 4-man fronts. Then again, I'm going to have 2 walk-ons on the defensive line, so who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Defensive line's tough, man. That's why I'm really interested with UW because Michael Kruger's, been broke the records as a edge rusher, and now he moves into kind of, an interior pass rusher role. Will his production drop? How does that affect the D line?
Yeah. Well, Munya seems to be MIA at the moment. So, kind of interesting. I believe it was, I want to say it was last year. Miami actually missed their pick then, too. I think they got skipped over and they had to pick last out of the power schools because Doma wasn't around to make that pick.
I think I've lost you. Hold on.
You did? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Well, we'll get Ted back here in a minute. Still waiting for the next pick to roll in as Munya still MIA. Left on the board right now, Alabama, Texas A&M. Texas A&M trying to return back to the championship. As not sure what's going on. Well, I think we might have lost Ted here. Yeah. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Not sure what happened there. But yeah, Munya still MIA. Alabama, they had a good run near the end of the season in that tough SEC. It was very competitive throughout really the whole season. And Texas A&M trying to return back to the championship game. They kind of, I'm going to say it, they had a miracle in the playoffs, especially that first round. Hail Mary to beat Oklahoma. And they kind of skated by Alabama without any issue. And then just couldn't get it done against Ohio State. And I'll definitely be interested to see what Shane Elliott, or not Shane Elliott, but Chef Pocket takes for Ohio State, since they'll be picking very last. It'll be interesting to see how many people say, well, yeah, my book got taken here. And it's definitely interesting to see that I'm going to have to prepare for basically the book I'm running at the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Just such like, and yeah, like you said, that Hail Mary to beat Oklahoma for Tom, and and then they just blow by Alabama in the first half. It was like 28-0 at one point or something,
yeah.
I think. And then, Alabama made a bit of a comeback, but I mean, yeah, we'll see what Tomu does. I mean, they lose their quarterback, so I mean, we saw Ty Dixon really step up in the playoffs. Maybe, that's where they look to. Or instead of, a new quarterback like got Dexter Jackson's QB. I can't remember their name, but
Texas A&M has Justin Jackson.
Justin Jackson
at quarterback this year.
Yeah, so we'll see if they keep going heavy pass like they used to, or maybe they give Dixon the ball more again.
Yeah, it definitely felt like then again we were leaning more towards Jermaine trying to throw on us, and we wanted them to try to run on us, and it really hurt us when Ty Dixon. I mean, he had great games both times against Oklahoma, so it'll be interesting to see if they go more run heavy this year, especially trying to break in a new quarterback. I don't know if it makes a difference, but it feels like, you know, the year that you put them at does make a difference to how they play. So like
I've heard that a few times.
a freshman seems to make more mistakes than, you know, a senior would, or even a sophomore. So it's definitely something I have to look at this year. I'm breaking in a new quarterback, and I mean, on the flip side, Texas has got a senior in Vito Pepino. So if the theory's true, Vito Pepino should have a great season.
Yeah, this could, you know, be the season he's back. I mean, I'm loving it over here. Thrasher Baines continues to get older. You know, we had to stick him in that triple option freshman season so he wouldn't, you know, throw the game away. But
I mean, that's one way to lower his interceptions. Still nothing from Miami though.
Yeah. I hope he's hope, you know, he's ready, you know, and we'll see what they do.
Well, other than NIU for obvious reasons, who do you think is the team to watch out of the MAC?
Well, yeah, NIU obviously, but and I think Willard and Roll Tide really brought you know, good players back to their respective programs. I think they already have, you know, the depth they need, you know, to be successful there. And then, I mean, Kent State, I think, did the second best in recruiting. EJ Ruiz, he's a, you know, great guy. So I think those four are really going to be solid.
And yeah, Doma just confirmed that last season he picked his playbook after the MAC. So this seems to be the Miami way of picking a playbook.
It's tradition.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how the MAC goes this year. I know, talking with Julian, who's taken over Miami, Ohio. I mean, he was talking with me. He's like, there's no way to compete with a power school this season. He said that, like, most of his sims have ended, you know, they'll play good in the first half, and then once the second half hits, that the depth that the power teams have just pulls away. As now we're getting word Alabama's on the clock, Miami getting passed up for now. We'll look to see if they do get their pick in before MAC picks. There's a good chance, though, they may be picking later tonight.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's questionable. I mean, I'm sure, you know, he's got bugs, and I'm sure he's got to have a lot of choices, you know, being that low in the draft. But Cyrock, new ID, we'll see what he's doing. You know, I expect it to be way different.
Yeah, Cyrock taking over for Ware after his departure late in the offseason. He's going to be the interim AD, looking to kind of break the curse of the interim AD. Of course, Florida having that bad season last year. Cyrock, this is his opportunity to make a name for himself and possibly get the AD job next year.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he's a pro league GM and all. You know, he's a really active member here, but I'm not exactly sure what Alabama has at running back this season. So I'm expecting, you know, something heavy pass here, but we'll see what he does.
Yes. Do they have? I don't think they have a halfback. Do they?
I don't think they have anyone lined up at halfback at the moment.
Yeah, they don't have any halfbacks on the depth chart, so it'll definitely be interesting to see how they go. Looking at the playbook order, Miami not showing up right now at pick 21 drops them from 21 all the way down to 34. But yeah, that one, or 32. Yeah, 32. So that's a tough one there for them. But I mean, Doma saying he did it last year. I don't know if it's as easy for an AD who's in his first season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just gotta hope, he's been looking for a diamond, that no one's ever heard of or something.
Yeah.
Considering he was already that low, but man, ouch.
Well, Cyrock on the clock. He is typing in his selection now. We're going to get rolling again in this playbook draft as Alabama looking to really get back to the playoffs and not really slip up from their success last season. Won the Iron Bowl. That's what got them into the playoffs. Knocked Auburn out. So, it'll be interesting to see how they go. I mean, a lot of turnover there for their team as the pick is in. And another air raid book goes off the board. Alabama going Oklahoma State, going 4-3 multiple on defense. That's the first multiple playbook we've seen come off for defense.
Yeah, that's interesting for sure. I mean, we saw Tomu run that. I think that exact same one and get to the championship, and Alabama, sticking with the same exact book they just ran last season. So I think we're going to see a lot of passing again.
Yeah, and I think if I remember right, I don't think we saw a multiple defense last season. I think it was. Oh no, we did. Or no, that was season 10. Texas A&M 4-3 multiple. The only other team to go multiple was NIU in the MAC.
Yeah. So it worked last season, I think, pretty well for Thomas. So Alabama, something to look forward to for sure.
Yeah. As now on the clock, we have. Let me see if I can find it here. We're on Texas A&M, looking to repeat.
Mears is here.
As Julian looking to see what playbooks are already selected.
Man, tell me you can wait till.
Well, he has access to the league thing, so.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, he could be looking.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm really interested to see how the MAC will go. I mean, we're sitting. I think we'll have a shot at seeing the MAC playbooks come in pretty quickly as Texas A&M is in. Texas A&M goes Tulsa, and they'll go 4-2-5 on defense. A lot of 4-2-5 this season.
Yeah, I thought they might go back to their 4-3 that works so well. 4-3 multiple that works so well for them, but yeah, 4-2-5. I really think that means they're going to run with Dixon more, to be honest. I mean, the last time Tulsa was used was Alabama season 7 or something, back when Juby was there. It was like forever ago. So, back in the days of Bailey on Siege, and I don't think that was Pentola. It might have been.
Let me find that for you really quick. Tulsa. Had a couple
1,000-yard rushers, I think.
Tulsa was ran season 6 by Alabama. They went 6-3. Season 8 by Florida, went 4-4, and season 3 by Washington.
Yeah. In season 6, Alabama, they made the playoffs. So I mean, you just said 6-3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think great running back. I think Dixon can really thrive in that for sure.
And the final pick of the season 11 draft or playbook draft as of right now, Ohio State goes Louisiana Tech 4-2-5 on defense. And another interesting pick. I mean, we saw a lot of new playbooks this season.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Yeah. I mean, you can't blame him with pick number 24. So.
Well, really, it had 23 because Miami didn't show up.
True.
But now we wait for the MAC playbooks. As still no word from Miami. Looking at the MAC rosters, I mean, you have some teams that still have a ton of players. Kent State has a ton. Eastern Michigan has a ton. NIU's loaded from top to bottom, really. It's going to be interesting to see the teams that lost a lot of players compared to the teams that kept a lot of players.
Yeah, it really will be. And we've seen mid-season additions a lot, like these areas for the last season. I think Hey Reed for you at Bowling Green was a big one. Mike Coco as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, those type of guys, can kind of change a team for sure. But yeah, I mean, these teams I think definitely have an advantage, with more depth, more players.
Yeah, and I mean that's the one thing I've been telling Julian right now is you're in the MAC, your recruiting period doesn't end. You keep recruiting. It doesn't matter how many players you have. You recruit to keep those players from going to an opponent.
Yeah, for sure. I mean
that
always,
was
spots plays.
that was the goal at Bowling Green was don't let the talent go to other schools. Get all the talent to Bowling Green.
That's from the first MAC champion himself right there.
And I mean, Miami, Ohio's already got a ton of receivers on that team. That I don't know how Julian's gonna pick for his playbook, but I mean, it'll be interesting to see if he goes more to an air raid style with that many receivers.
Yeah. I think that's a good choice because I mean, so they don't fatigue.
But I mean,
have fresh receivers.
His best player on offense is running back. So does he want to go run heavy, or does he want to go triple off? Or I don't know if he can go really triple option that much with Oliver Rallone taking over at Miami, but with that Luck archetype, being more of a pocket passer. But I mean, he's not a slow quarterback.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously at Ball State we saw him, just try and pass all the time with multiples, but yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see a different scheme for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rallone's got more talent around him right now at Miami than he did at Ball State. So there's always the possibility that he has a breakout year here.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
But I mean, looking at that, looking at the NIU roster, I am glad I do not play a MAC team this season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to leave myself as well. I think whoever's got that team is not going to have fun. I think it's about Tom week 3, so
yeah, I think that's right.
NIU. That would definitely be a game to watch.
Let me see if I can find it here real quick. NIU, week 1 they have Ohio, week 2 Miami of Ohio, week 3 they got Florida State for their power game, and then they got Kent State, Toledo, Bowling Green, Ball State. I mean, there is the possibility that they pull an upset against Florida State. I think of any of the MAC teams, they're the ones that could pull the upset.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But then again, does Texas not rebound like they, not rebound from the season last year? Toledo could pull one. And Florida get it turned around. They play Miami, Ohio. I mean, it'll be interesting. I definitely think the bottom of the MAC will be decided by week 3.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, last year it was really close, besides Ohio being out in front most of the way, I think. But yeah, like you said, definitely should be decided earlier than last season.
Yeah. But we're still waiting for the MAC Playbook Draft to take off here. But really, looking at what we'll run through the books right now. Florida takes New Mexico State, goes 4-3 on defense. Michigan goes mid Tennessee State, they'll go 3-3-5 on defense. Texas, generic spread 3-3-5. LSU goes Southern Miss 3-3-5. Clemson goes Texas A&M 4-2-5. Wisconsin goes Oklahoma 3-3-5. Tennessee goes Tennessee, and they will go 3-4 on defense. Missouri will take the generic multiple playbook as they'll go 3-3-5 on defense. Washington State goes Wake Forest 4-2-5 on defense. South Carolina goes Kentucky 4-2-5 defense. Washington goes Ohio and 3-4 on defense. Florida State goes Missouri 3-3-5 on defense. Nebraska takes Nebraska, and they'll be 3-4 on defense, sticking to that 3-4 that they've ran for a couple seasons now. Oregon goes Toledo. I said it during the draft. I was surprised to see that playbook come off so late, but they will go 4-2-5. Auburn goes NC State, and they will go 4-3. Boise State goes Duke and 4-2-5. Notre Dame, Utah, and they'll go 4-3. Oklahoma goes SMU 4-2-5 defense. Oklahoma State goes run and shoot, and they'll go 4-3 defense. USC goes Ball State 4-2-5 defense. And then the last three in the draft right now, Alabama goes Oklahoma State 4-3 multiple. Texas A&M goes Tulsa 4-2-5 on defense. And Ohio State goes Louisiana Tech 4-2-5. And really, it's going to be, I think we're going to see a lot of new books when the MAC starts. The question is, does a MAC team take a triple option?
Man, I'd love to see. I really would. A lot of fun to watch. Let me see if anyone has two running backs real quick.
I mean, we do have the first pick, as we got a pick in for the MAC right now. Ball State trying to bounce back from really two rough seasons. They're gonna go Washington State and 4-3 multiple.
Man, copping my team there. We'll see how that works for him. Yeah, it's another air raid though. Maybe he's trying to be like a Cyrock over there. Zach Stone and Cyrock. Obviously both part of that Alabama team. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, looking at the Ball State roster, they've got an elite quarterback in Jesse Colton, 5-star running back and Ray Rock, and then a 4-star receiver and Jackson Taylor, 3-star receiver, and Josh Constant, a 3-star receiver, and Christopher Knight, and then a 3-star junior and Vincenzo Cleveland, who actually was at NIU the past 2 seasons. And then they got 3 tight ends. So that's what makes it really interesting. They got 3 tight ends: elite sophomore Taylor Stewart, 3-star senior Carlos Thompson, and 3-star sophomore Colin Moore. It'll be interesting to see how they go. They don't have much on defense. They got 4 players right now, and 3-star middle linebacker Michael Edmondson, 4-star outside linebacker Jair Leonard, and then 3-star corner, who's a senior, Troy Williams Jr., and 3-star junior free safety Mike Thompson. It'll be interesting to see how they do as we're getting more picks in now. Miami, Ohio will take BYU and the 3-4, going air raid for Miami of Ohio. NIU goes Miami and 4-3 multiple, and then Toledo goes Arizona and 3-4.
Jesus, yeah.
And then we're gonna get more in here. Kent State goes Fresno State and goes 4-3 multiple. Kent State getting Cairo Croft in there to try to run, or is that Kent State or Toledo he went to?
I believe
it's Kent State.
He went to. Yeah, that would have been perfect for triple option. They had Croft and 2 running backs, but I mean that's still a lot of talent. So excited to see what EJ Ruiz does over there.
Now on the board is Eastern Michigan, as they've got a new field breaking out this season. They're going to bring out the gray field to the CFSL. I don't know about you, but that's one stadium I do not want to watch a game in.
I was just gonna say, I thought you loved that one, but
Oh.
it's really, yeah. I mean, I hope they and Boise play. I don't think they do, but that would be a little bit fun.
Eastern Michigan plays Oregon week 1 as we've got another pick in. Eastern Michigan goes Iowa State for the playbook. They'll go 3-4 on defense. And Ted, we've seen really only 2 types of defenses so far. They're either going 3-4 in the MAC or they're going 4-3 multiple.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that.
I think the 3-4 multiple is a good idea, especially with really the lack of defensive line talent that a lot of these guys have. As we got another pick in. Bowling Green looking to bounce back. They were second in the MAC last season after, of course, I took them to a championship. But Bowling Green will go Wyoming for the offensive playbook, 4-2-5 for the defense. Rory really sticking with that 4-2-5 that he's seen now for 2 straight seasons.
Yeah, that's one of the guys you've for sure worked with before, I think, as he's played for your team. So yeah, he's back at Bowling Green. It's where he played for you. So I mean, hey, Bowling Green, definitely want to be back where they were.
Well, that Wyoming playbook is a spread playbook looking at Bowling Green's roster. They got Kurt Andrews, who comes from Miami of Ohio. He's an elite sophomore at QB. They got 4-star Kyle DeVita, who is a sophomore receiver. And then 3-star sophomore RJ Benton, 3-star sophomore AJ Higgins, 3-star sophomore Drake Babanu, and then 3-star freshman Leonardo Moore. And then rounding out their offense is 3-star freshman Amiri Jenkins at tight end. And then they have a 3-star defensive end Bo Hampson, 3-star defensive tackle Elliott Smith, 4-star middle linebacker Michael Taylor, 4-star sophomore outside linebacker Bill Cherry, 4-star junior corner who's spending his 3rd season at Bowling Green, David Anderson Jr., and 3-star sophomore corner Dylan Wallace. As now Ohio, the last team on the clock that I think we'll hear from here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, David Anderson now, Jr., maybe becoming one of the more faces of Bowling Green as in his 3rd season now. Yeah, like you said, hybrid defense, only MAC team to take a hybrid defense. I like that. That's, I think, a great defense. But he's got to hope he finds some, late season additions too, like, a safety. I mean, there's a pretty big need there. So
yeah,
we'll see how Rory does that.
Yeah, and I think the one nice thing about, you go that hybrid defense, I think there's a lot more defensive backs that come in throughout the season. Linebacker's a tough one. Linebacker's a tough one to get good players at, especially once the season gets going. And occasionally you'll get a defensive lineman in there who you may be able to convince to come to you. But I mean, they've got a defensive end and a defensive tackle, so that's a base to start from.
Yeah, he's definitely got something to build with there for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really interesting in the MAC with all those 3-4s and 4-3 multiples.
Yeah, and I mean, at some point, especially when it comes to like defensive line, do you are you trying to convince guys to come and be a backup? As it looks like we do have the last pick in of the season 11 playbook draft. The Ohio Bobcats looking to return to the MAC championship as they will take South Alabama, and they're going to go 3-3-5 on defense, and that'll do it for the MAC draft. Ball State takes Washington State 4-3 multiple. Miami, Ohio takes BYU 3-4 multiple. NIU takes Miami 4-3 multiple. Toledo, Arizona goes 3-4 multiple or 3-4 on defense. Kent State will take Fresno State, and they'll go 4-3 multiple on defense. EMU goes Iowa State 3-4. Bowling Green goes Wyoming 4-5, and Ohio South Alabama 3-5.
Yeah, great draft all around. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how the season plays out. Some interesting choices for sure, but I think the MAC actually did pretty well. I mean, a few of those books have been used. I mean, Iowa State winning the championship last season. I mean, Wyoming, Fresno State is kind of new, I think, but Arizona obviously used to Bowling Green. Miami is pro style, so we'll see how NIU does with that. BYU, I'm not too sure on, and then Wazoo and Air Raid running with South Alabama is a spread as well, I think.
What was that? South Alabama
South
is, I believe it is. Is that spread? Let's check real quick. Yes, that's spread.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there's some good books there for sure. So we'll see how they use them.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to recruit through the season. You should be able to build around that playbook. And now that you have the playbook, it helps those coaches go, okay, this is what we're running. So if you want to play in the system, come here.
Yeah, definitely.
As there's, I mean, with those 2 air raid offenses in the MAC, I mean, you're really Miami's already got a lot of receivers. Ball State may be able to pick up a couple now.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how recruiting plays out based on the playbooks, and more importantly, of everybody who picked, who keeps their book for the full season.
Oh yeah, I mean, we always see changes, so yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. Yeah, I mean, you gotta love it, when you see a top 5 team picking and just changing that playbook later. But yeah, we'll see how teams adjust and adapt.
I think we'll see a lot more playbook shifts this year, with the shift to revamp, just because.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much time to sim, and as the games go on, you'll actually see your team against other teams more often, and so I wouldn't doubt that by week 2 or 3 we have a couple teams that have already switched.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be completely different, I think. So, excited to see how these all play out.
But with that, we'll go ahead and did we just get a? I think we might. Nope, we didn't. I thought we were getting a Miami pick there for a second. We didn't. But with that, we'll
we gotta wait 3 more hours.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap that up. We're not gonna wait for Miami right now. So with that, thank you everybody for stopping in and checking this out. We're gonna try to keep this going weekly. Hopefully, we'll also have more than just Ted and I on here. If you see on the screen right now, there's Oklahoma, South Carolina, Washington State, and USC. Really, all guys that played for USC in season 9 and were involved in the triple option offense. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. We're going to try to live stream this, so that way we don't have to worry about uploading it, and it's good to go from the moment we hit stop recording. So
awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me. I mean, yeah, it's going to be great.
So with that, thank you everybody for stopping by. We'll catch you next week.